My name is Jack, and today is my 25th birthday. But there's no party, no cake, no friends or family. To them, I died 7 years ago. The truth, I was taken. Kidnapped off the street by a shadowy U.S. agency and thrown into a war you then never even heard of. They forced me into a super soldier program called the Caelum Guard. We're humanity's secret shield, a military and scientific force tasked with protecting entire galaxies. We inherited this duty from the original Old Guard, an ancient alien race that watched over our universe since its dawn. They were the most advanced beings imaginable, and their origins are a complete mystery. They settled in the Milky Way and other galaxies, ensuring life like ours could evolve and thrive. Now that responsibility falls to us. We are the new Guard, fighting in the shadows to keep you safe. The Caelum Guard had finally come of age, advanced enough to stand on their own. The Old Guard, our ancient protectors, saw this and knew their time was done. They passed the mantle of guardianship to us, and then they were gone, just vanished from our galaxies. No one knows where they went. Some speculate they returned to the edge of the universe from whence they came. Others whisper they were the spirits of the old gods. Me, I believe they were celestial beings sent from the heavens to protect all life. But it doesn't matter now. Shortly after they left, a new presence emerged. Their ships were as black as the void, immense and formidable. A lone Caelum Guard survey ship was the first to encounter them. They managed to send a single desperate message before being silenced. We are under attack. Then, nothing. The message, adrift in space-time, eventually reached a satellite, which tore open a wormhole to deliver the warning. The war had begun. When the Guards Council finally got the message, it was already too late. A new species had established a foothold in our galaxy. The decision was unanimous. We had to meet them. A small but powerful fleet was assembled and sent to the galaxy's edge. The journey would take 2 weeks, and for everyone back home, it was 2 weeks of nervous, agonizing waiting. Finally, the fleet arrived. The Rear Admiral faced a tough choice. Instead of coming in guns blazing, he wanted to attempt a diplomatic solution. First contact. But what kind of ship do you send? A massive battleship might seem too aggressive, but a small destroyer might look weak. After much deliberation, he sent the destroyer forward, while the rest of the fleet hid behind a nearby star, waiting. The silence that followed was deafening. First contact, a success. The message from the destroyer flashed across the Rear Admiral's screen, followed moments later by an automated distress call. A cold chill shot down his spine. Disembark. Full burn to the destroyer's last known position. He ordered. The fleet broke orbit, using the radioactive star as a shield, hoping to mask their approach from whatever the destroyer had found. It was a futile hope. As the fleet rounded the star, they were met by a void. Multiple ships of unknown origin, so black they absorbed the very light around them, hung silently in space. Then the attack commenced. All ships opened fire. Evasive maneuvers. Hollard roared. As chaos erupted and friendly ships took heavy fire, he yelled to his comms officer, "Get a message to Starcom. Tell them tell them we met the enemy. First contact has failed. We are engaged. Send the second fleet." The comms from Starcom crackled to life, a ghost message from a battle already lost. The fleet was gone, wiped out in a brutal, swift engagement. But they didn't die in vain. In their final moments, they managed to scan the enemy ships, launching that precious data back towards the Caelum Guard. 2 days later, the Council convened, the weight of the galaxy on their shoulders. "Do we risk the second fleet?" One member asked, his voice heavy. "Or do we wait, analyze these scans?" Another cut in. "We may not have a choice." The first slammed his fist on the table. We'd be sending them to their deaths. He was right. It was a gamble, a terrible one, but it was a risk they had to take. The order was given. The Second Fleet, the smallest in their arsenal, was prepped for battle, but they wouldn't go alone. Alongside them, a squadron of stealth science vessels. Their mission: get closer, scan deeper, and unlock the secrets that could save them all. The call went out, echoing across 12 planets and countless colonies. Second Fleet, activate. The Caelum Guard was hitting the drums of war, a sound unheard for centuries. The younger generations felt a chill of fear, a nervous flutter in their chests. But the old guard, the veterans of past conflicts, offered calm reassurance. This will be a quick battle, they'd say. We have the ships, we have the people. We'll hit them hard, they'll sue for peace, and we'll negotiate. It's how it's always been. Second Fleet stood ready ground troops, battle wings, all systems green. The Council's order came: launch immediately. The Admiral acknowledged, and the fleet roared to life, engines pushing them into the black expanse of open space. As they raced towards the last known coordinates of the lost First Contact team, the Admiral's voice filled every ship. We are heading into an unknown situation. Stand to your duties. I can't promise I'll bring you all home alive, but I swear this: dead or alive, we will all come home together. As people walked past, I couldn't help but wonder if I'd ever see them again. It's a dark thought, but one you can't escape out here. Life, however, just continued on the ship. Then one day, the moment we all dreaded finally arrived. The Admiral's voice boomed over the comms. We are coming out of hyperspace, battle stations. The klaxons blared, and the ship erupted into organized chaos as everyone scrambled to their posts. Then silence, followed by the lurch of real space. We emerged into the last known coordinates of the task force, only to be met with total devastation. Wreckage and debris from our sister ships floated silently in the endless black. The Admiral ordered our fighter wings to launch for recon and cover, while the rest of the fleet began desperately scanning for survivors, or for the enemy. In that moment, surrounded by the ghosts of our fleet, we didn't know whether to feel relieved or terrified. Every ship in the fleet began actively scanning. We hung in that silent void, caught between relief and terror. The scans confirmed our worst fears. No one alive. Not even a single bacterium. Utterly sterile. Everything was dead. Then, a crackle over the comes a fighter wing, their voices a mix of excitement and disbelief. They'd found something. A lone alien craft hidden in the orbit of a dead moon. Almost invisible until they were right on top of it. The pilots were shouting, trying to describe the bizarre vessel. Immediately, the Admiral ordered the science ships forward to scan it. The entire fleet lurched ahead, cautiously navigating the wreckage. The haunting clank and boom of debris striking our hull was an eerie drumbeat. Finally, we cleared the field, and there it was. An ominous, silent craft hanging in space. We all just stared at the view screen, breathless, until the Admiral gave the order. All channels open. Start with a tense, dramatic tone. The Starcom's officer confirmed the channel was open. The Admiral, a figure of pure resolve, stepped forward. His voice, steady as a starship's core, boomed across the void to the silent, unknown craft looming before his battle fleet. You are in protected space. We are the Caelum Guard, protectors of this galaxy. You have come uninvited and deliberately attacked our First Contact fleet. How say you? The silence that followed was agonizing, stretching minutes into eternities. Then a reply crackled through the speakers, a chilling, broken message. We are the Ramarsi. You must die. And just like that, the alien ship vanished. It didn't break orbit. It didn't move. It simply ceased to exist. A stunned silence fell over the bridge. Someone mumbled, "What are they?" The Admiral's gaze never wavered. "We don't care what they are," he shot back, his voice like cold steel. "We just need to know where to hit them." The Admiral contacted the science vessels. "Can you scan this craft and identify it?" The response came quickly. "Reviewing the information now, sir. We should have an answer within the hour." The Admiral acknowledged, then ordered a channel open to the Council. Once connected, he delivered the grim report. "We've reached the enemy's position. It's a total loss. The entire task force is gone. Nothing living is left." He continued, "We did make contact with the species. A lone craft was waiting for us." A council member interjected. "What did it say?" The Admiral paused, the weight of the words heavy in the silence. The message read, "We are the Ramarsi. You must die." Then it vanished. "Did you pursue it?" The council member asked, his voice sharp. The Admiral replied, his tone strained. "Sir, with all due respect, I don't think you understand. It didn't break orbit. It just disappeared." A stunned silence fell over the council. The signal vanished, leaving the council member utterly stunned. "Is there any way of finding out where they went? Or even who they are?" he demanded, his voice tight with a mix of fear and frustration. The Admiral hesitated, at a complete loss for words. "Sir," he finally managed to say, "at this point, no. We have no frame of reference for this." The council member took a deep breath, his disappointment palpable through the comms. "Understood. Stay out there. Keep investigating," he ordered before the channel abruptly cut. The Admiral let out a sigh he didn't realize he'd been holding. The interrogation was over, but the real work was just beginning. He hailed the lead science vessel. "Status report." The chief scientist's voice crackled back. "Admiral, we're still analyzing everything. The data is unlike anything we've ever seen. The hunt was on. Hopefully it would lead to answers, and maybe, just maybe, a chance to bring these mysterious beings to the negotiating table." "Where are we going?" The Admiral's voice crackled with impatience, his holographic form looming over the scientist. "I have 25,000 ships, engines hot, crews ready, just waiting for you to give us a target." The scientist flinched. "Sir, we understand. We're working as fast as we can, but the equipment has its limits." "Limits?" The Admiral's tone was ice. "We just lost an entire task force. Hundreds of thousands of lives gone. Someone needs to answer for that. And right now, all I'm hearing are excuses. Get it done." The weight of those lost lives finally settled on the scientist. "We'll work faster, harder, sir. I promise." "See that you do." The transmission ended. The Admiral turned to his comms officer. "Starcom, get me the council. It's time for an update." As the connection was established, a new voice emerged. "Admiral, we've been consulting with the older races, and what we've found is troubling. The Council's official story is that the Ramarsi, the originals of our galaxy, just packed up and left. They loaded their entire civilization onto generation ships to explore the edges of the universe, and then silence. We were told they were never heard from again. We didn't know if they encountered something hostile out there, or if something happened to them over time, isolating them from all other life. That was the official record, the end of the story. But just as the Council was reiterating this, one of our lead scientists interrupted the briefing. The Admiral wasn't pleased, but the Council member waved him on. The scientist, stammering a bit, said, "We think we found them." Everyone froze. "They went to the Helios galaxy," he continued, "but the wrecks we're examining, the ships are alive. They're bioforms, absorbing deadly radiation that should be killing them, but it isn't. We didn't just find where they went. We found what they've become. How does this help us?" The Admiral demanded, his voice tight with tension. The chief scientist adjusted his glasses. "Well, we now know some of our energy weapons will not affect them. The Admiral's fist clenched. Then, what will? The scientist didn't flinch. The railguns, sir. And maybe, just maybe, our plasma-based weapons. A grim acceptance settled over the Admiral's face. Make way for the Helios galaxy. Let's start hunting them down. The order echoed across the fleet. All ships plotted a course, and one by one they began jumping, leaving the scarred battlefield and the Milky Way behind. We don't know where we're going in Helios, what we'll find, or when we'll be back. I can only pray this is a quick fight, that we can avenge our fallen and return home. Because if we fail, the Remercy will come back with a vengeance, and every single one of us will pay the price.